Okay, so you read the title right. Today I am doing a giveaway just to say like a massive thank you for anyone who has like subscribed recently. I cannot believe that I have reached 20k. Like, I know that might not be a lot to a lot of people. When I got to 500, I was like, oh my God. When I got to 1,000, I was like, oh my God, I could not believe 1,000 people wanted to watch what I did. Like, I'm getting goosebumps like thinking about it because it's literally insane. Like, it's such an insane feeling. So thank you so much. You know what? Come here and give me a hug. Big virtual hug for y'all. Oh, by the way, if you were wondering while I'm here, this necklace is from Forever 21 and this t-shirt dress, which is in this really nice like suede material, is from Hot Mess, from their like basic range. But yeah, just to celebrate 20,000, I thought I would do a little giveaway. This giveaway is partnered with Yode Watches. If you haven't heard of Yode Watches, then I don't know where you have been. They have been all over Instagram recently. I have a friend who bought a Yode watch recently as well. And I was like, why didn't you wait? Because at the moment, I have a discount code to give you. Yode Watches is kind of weird because it's spelt like Jord or Yord kind of watches. You think it's spelt, but it's actually pronounced Yode Watches, and they're basically such a unique brand in terms of every watch they do is kind of made out of this specific wood material. If you're like the kind of person who loves kind of Nordic, rustic kind of like home decor or that kind of vibe, do you know what I mean? Then you're the kind of person who would like this kind of watch. The one I've got just here is from the Field Crest series. I just really wanted a watch that went with everything. So I went for the most neutral one they had, the most basic one they had. And you're ordering this as well, they like custom make it to your wrist size. I think this is gonna go really nice with like a white like broderie anglais kind of top. I have my watch here, which is this one. But for the giveaway, I have a $180 Yode voucher for you all. Now, the prices of the watches on the website range from like, I think mid $100 kind of range up to like $300 maybe. So that $180 could go towards getting a completely free watch for yourself, or just being a bulk batch of money towards a more expensive watch if you wanted one of the more like expensive watches. I think this one was under $180 actually, but I'll link everything down below. I'll also link down below the like terms and conditions and the application for the giveaway. If you want to bag yourself an $180 Yode voucher towards a watch, then I will link that application down below. It's really simple to fill in. The winner will be announced on the 13th of August, so you do have quite a bit of time to go ahead, fill out that form and get entering. On the 13th of August, Yode themselves will then email one of you, I think. They'll email you if you have won. So I'm hoping loads of you jump on it and go do this giveaway. Don't worry if you don't win this time, like it is completely done on a random like computer kind of system, don't worry. If you did really want a Yode watch and you don't win, then I have got a discount code for 25% off. I think this would be such a nice like gift idea. I just thought actually like my mum would really like one of these. Like, you know what, like that's actually a really good idea. Like hopefully my mum won't be watching this, but I think my mum would love something like this. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you are subscribed, because I think once I hit 25k or 30k, I'm gonna be doing another giveaway which will involve being subscribed. So there's going to be a lot to look out for and a lot more to enjoy, and this is all going to come personally from me as well. So it's just going to be like a double giveaway. And to be honest, it might by next month if I reach 25k by next month. Who knows? Also, to celebrate that, I'm just going to be doing a 20 questions question and answer. So I've asked you like over the past month or so to send in some questions, and oh my God, like I'm overwhelmed like by how many of you actually, like especially on Snapchat, like went out of your way to like actually send me some questions. I've whittled it down into 4 categories: my like YouTube career, my like social media influence kind of career questions surrounding that. I'm gonna get some personal questions, some super like in-depth personal questions thrown in there as well. I'm going to talk about the future, like what I plan to do in the future. And then there's just some really random questions. Some of you sent the most random questions, which I absolutely love. So I'm just going to throw them in there as well. Okay, so this is going to get really exciting and really intense. And yeah, so let's just get straight to the question and answer. If you want to find out a little bit more about me, some nitty-gritty details, then be sure to carry on watching. Okay, so the first question, which I think like is a good starting point. Someone asked, who or what inspired you to become a YouTuber? Okay, so I'm like thinking of all the answers, and I'm like, this video is going to be long, so if you haven't already, pause, get yourself a hot drink, come back and sit down for the duration. Okay, so I think I graduated from uni in 2014, 3 years ago. Like, oh, I can't believe I graduated 3 years ago. And at the time I graduated with an English language and journalism degree. Whilst I was doing this degree, especially for the journalism side of things, it was like required that, it wasn't required, but it was like hinted that you should have like a blog or something like going on the side, and blogging or whatever. Like 3 years ago, blogging was like a thing, but I don't think it was such like a wide notice thing. Like I had Instagram 3 years ago and I didn't even know. Like I was quite in tune with what was going on social media and whatnot, but I think at that time I was more engaged on Twitter and Facebook. So blogging for me, I didn't really know what that was. When I first went to uni, I wanted to be a journalist, hands down. I was like going to be a journalist. It wasn't for me. Like I did a few work placements, they were okay, but it wasn't for me. I then did one work placement doing marketing and actually quite liked it, and I was like, this is something I could be good at, especially social media marketing. I found that really like intriguing, and like using like Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. At the time, those were like just the two main ones that people were using, people were like getting to use. So when it came to like looking for jobs after I finished university, I was like, I have this English language and journalism career, I've done a few marketing placements, what route do I want to take? Like, I was stuck. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was completely stuck as what to do. Like, as much as I loved my marketing placement and I like applied for so many marketing jobs, I just didn't feel like it was quite right. There was just something missing. Like I can't describe it. So I just thought, you know what, I need to be doing something on the side of working at Nando's that is using my degree and whatnot. And to be fair, a lot of like the places that I'd like applied for and might have been rejected from were asking for like a blog or something creative that you do on the side as well to kind of showcase your skills, not necessarily just jobs that you've done in the past. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to start my own fashion blog. So I started my own fashion blog. I think I started this almost 2 years ago now. Yeah, it'd be 2 years ago, probably in October, I started just blog. I looked it up online. I spent days. I spent literally days on how to make your own website and whatnot, and then I signed up using Blogger, which is just like a free like forum that bloggers can use to like build their own websites. I then paid for my own domain name eventually and whatnot. Like if you want to know more on like how I started, which I kind of just said then I will probably have to do a separate video on that because there's just a lot that went into it initially. It was just by chance on Instagram. I came across a girl called Samantha Maria. At the time she was called like Beauty Crush, and she was just like massive. Like she still is massive and she's amazing. She's someone I just watched consistently, like since day one. She was probably the first person I watched, and then she 100% just inspired me in terms of my blog, of like the layout, the format and whatnot. I just thought, oh my god, this girl's like super cool, super edgy. I only really used to look at her blog, and then a girl called Kenzus. Is her name Kenza? She's a Swedish blogger. I just thought her like Instagram feed and the way she did her blog looked so professional. So those were the two people. I had Kenzus, and then Samantha Maria. From Samantha Maria, then I realised she had like a YouTube channel. So then I started watching her YouTube videos, and I kind of just started following other people, kind of like Zoella, Jeremy Millen, Trisha Bright, Nikki Jenkins, like all those kind of people who are like up here. I started to watch and I was like, wow. I was like, this is something I could do. The next question is, have you ever thought of quitting YouTube? Yes. Not necessarily quitting, but there have been times when I've questioned YouTube. The negativity sometimes that surrounds YouTube and the weirdness on there that just pisses me off. Just the whole sense that people actually feel it's necessary to behave in a certain way and get away with it. For instance, recently, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but recently I received an email from somebody, some guy asking if I would sell my shoes to him from a video so he could eat them. I don't know whether it was just someone having a joke, whether it was a scam, or whether it was just someone being very odd. Like each their own, but to me, contacting a complete stranger with like intentions like that is just not right. That just wasn't okay. It makes me so aware that there are just so many people watching the videos. There's so many of you, so many like amazing people who like are always so lovely, and like if there is anything to be said, it's constructive or nice, or you would like privately message me, or do you know what I mean? People who genuinely, you know, care about you. And it's so weird because even though we've never met, there's just a connection there. There just is. There's a connection there between myself and all of you who like watch my videos because you just like because you like me talking about clothes. Like I find it bizarre. I find it such a bizarre concept. The other scale of things are just people who watch my videos who I just wouldn't want to watch my videos. And if I could like select people that I would want to watch my videos or not, I wish I could. And that's kind of one thing that makes me think like, is this actually what I want to do? So yeah, in terms of have I ever thought about quitting YouTube? Yeah, of course. I think there are just some weird people out there who watch the videos that I watch, unfortunately. I watch everybody's videos and I just wish I could like filter it, but you can't. So that's what kind of worries me in terms of YouTube. Okay, so the next question is, how do you stay motivated, consistent, and make time? Well, in March this year, I quit my job. I was working in retail. I was doing this part-time, and then I was doing working in a retail shop, and I just hated it. I don't know if any of you have ever worked in retail, especially across the Christmas sales period. I'm not going to say what shop it was, but it's the busiest shop, the busiest, most crazy high street shop you can think of. I worked at. I was just like I was coming home and I wanted to film a YouTube video for you all, and I wanted to do all this, and I had all these ideas about what kind of things I wanted to go out and shoot, and I just didn't have the time because I was just run down from a job that was paying me minimum wage, and I just thought it's just not worth it. But I'm working full time at a job that I really don't enjoy, and yeah, it's extra money, but I just quit. I just thought, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not working for somebody else anymore. I am completely self-employed, and I guess that's how I've made my time. And by making time, it's had this like escalated effect. Since March, my channel has just literally grown so much, and I feel like that's because I put so much more time and effort into it, and that was the best thing I've ever done. In terms of how do I stay consistent, again, I just have the time to do so. Motivated, I guess, it's just because when I initially started my blog and my YouTube, I didn't really know how far it could go, or that I would even be at this stage now. Like a year on from starting YouTube a year ago, I did not think I would have almost 25,000 subscribers. That is bizarre. So I feel like I started my blog, and I kind of looked at other people doing blogs and whatnot and thought, oh my god, I can do this. I'm quite a creative person. I'd love to do this. This is something I would enjoy. And I say motivated because I just enjoy it and always have. If my subscriber count stopped today, or even if it went back down to 1 subscriber, I would still do this. Even if I had to go out and get another job somewhere else, I would still be doing YouTube on the side. I love sitting down and filming these videos. I love talking about clothes. I love what I do. It's just the right path for me, and that's what makes me stay motivated. In the way that, say, someone who's always wanted to be an astronaut finally goes off into space, sits down and thinks, this is me, like this is my life kind of made, and this is what I want to do. I have the same things surrounding YouTube, and that's what motivates me. I feel like you should never look at numbers, because numbers do not measure influence at all. I can look back and say a video that's had 40,000 views has less engagement in terms of less comments, and people, like, I can try to track what people buy if I'm using affiliate links, and sometimes a video that has less views actually has more buys. Kind of the views don't actually measure your influence. I feel like your influence is down to your engagement and how you engage with people. I feel like I'm pretty engaged with a lot of you on here, which is like amazing. Like I feel like loads of you talk to me on Snapchat, and I feel like so many of you are my friends now, and that's what keeps me motivated, is the fact that I know this is what I want to do. Okay, so the next question is, how do you edit your Instagram feed? I think I'm gonna have to do like a separate video entirely on this, because just to go into a little bit more detail, but I'll give you the rough idea. Firstly, I use the app Lightroom to kind of adjust the colorings. I then upload my picture onto Xoxo, which I know everybody uses. It's amazing. And I sharpen the picture a little bit, and I use the filter JB2, I think, yeah. And then from Xoxo, I then upload it onto Snapseed, and if there's anything that looks a bit yellow, even though I might have reduced the yellows, wow. That's another thing about me, like, I do this a lot. I just randomly start having hysterical coughing fits. I'm saying with Snapseed, I then use the brightening tool on any bits that look a bit dull or yellowish, and that kind of whitens everything up for me. From Snapseed, I then go onto an app called Preview, where I plan out my whole Instagram. If you are into theming your Instagram and making it look consistent, then I suggest you get like a planning kind of app. That's kind of just a rough idea of all the apps I use and how I edit, and then I just upload, and yeah. But I will go into more depth into like an individual video if you want to see that, of exactly down to a T what I do. So let me know. Next question is, can you give some advice on posting clothes pictures and promoting with brands? Posting clothes pictures, I've just given you some tips in terms of being consistent and at least uploading once every day, and having a theme, always using the kind of same filter or same filters that kind of lie consistently with each other. I feel like your Instagram will just fall into place. You can either be someone who posts just clothes outfits, or you're someone who kind of posts like clothes outfits every now and again, but then puts in a little bit of makeup here and there, like an up close detail shot of like shoes, or just like something that you've like got inspiration from on Pinterest or something like that. I think there are so many things you can like do in terms of themes. To get some like inspiration, I would go onto Tumblr or Pinterest and just type in Instagram themes, and that'll come up with like so many different like inspirational ideas surrounding that. In terms of promoting with brands, you can go out there and completely message brands yourself. I always say wait on it, you do you, you do your best. What I initially started doing was, say I would always like buy stuff for Pretty Little Things, Guided, Boohoo, those kind of like Instagrammable shops, and whenever I buy something, I made it my best effort to make sure I had a really good picture in one of their items. I'd tag them in it, I would share it with it, I would share it on Twitter to make sure they saw it. I think companies see stuff more if you like share it on Twitter as well. I'd make sure this is like the best picture on my feed ever. And I think the first picture I ever got like reposted was by Boohoo, and it got me like another 200 followers in just a day, and I was like, oh my god, like, okay, I can do this. You can also tag like popular page Instagrams, like looks websites and like things called like billionaire lifestyle, that if you tag them in it, like a lot of people go on these pages and then search the tagged pages, and then they will see you, or maybe like these pages will repost you as well. If you're getting reposted, you're getting exposure. The brands see that you're working with other brands and that you're getting a response and that your following is quite engaged with your Instagram. And yeah, so it just kind of escalates from that. So just be consistent, post what you like, do what you like, don't force it, don't worry. I wouldn't personally go around messaging those brands being like, do you want to work with me? I feel like if a brand wants to work with you, they will message you, and that's how I prefer to work. But yeah, that. I swear I've just spent 40 minutes filming 5 questions. I'm gonna whiz through these next 15. Someone said, what's your ethnicity? Okay, so my mom is Bayesian, so she's from Barbados. She was born in Barbados and came to the UK when she was 3. My dad is also like, his ethnicity is also Bayesian from Barbados. But he was born in the UK, but his parents are from Barbados, and so are my like mom's parents, like both sides of my grandparents. However, I am a little bit white. There is a little bit of Scottish in me somewhere. Not too sure how much. It's all a little bit of confusion, but yeah. So that's my like original ethnicity, even though I was born in the UK. Do you believe in sex before marriage? What's your view on promiscuity? Okay, so now we're getting into it. These are the personal bits. All right, sex before marriage. My opinion is you do you, boo, you do you. I always wished someone had done videos when I was younger involving sex questions and stuff like this, like the actual nitty-gritty of it. Like obviously you had sex education and it was kind of like, yeah, if you ever want to have sex, then make sure you're using condoms and all of that kind of stuff. But the actual kind of emotional side to it, and the actual side to it about like a backlash that you might get, especially as a female, for having sex and being promiscuous, is like never really talked about. It wasn't when I was younger anyway. Like that is something that you kind of figure out for yourself, either through own experiences or like looking at other people's experiences. One thing I would always say is, do what you want to do. If you want to have sex with one person, you do that. If you want to have sex with 100 people, you do that. There is not one person in this world that can dictate what you do sexually. Like, not one person. Everyone is different. Everyone follows different religions, different values, different beliefs, morals, and everyone will view sex differently. Unfortunately, it's just one of those taboo subjects, especially with women, that other women and men like to drag women down about, especially if they are seen as slightly promiscuous, which I don't agree with. I feel like each to their own completely. If like someone wants to have sex with like so many men, then so be it. I just always say, if you're having sex and you are being promiscuous and you're living life and you're being fun, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Like, I can't stress enough that if you're in like some sort of emotional turmoil or you're going through a lot, sex is not going to help. Like, it's not going to block anything out, it's not going to change anything. Like, your ex-boyfriend is not going to come running back to you because you had sex with Joe Block down the road. Another thing, make sure you 100% trust the person you're having sex with. If you're quite a private person about stuff like this, and then you're like branded as like a bad name because that person you had sex with and has probably been applauded, that guy has been applauded for having sex with you, he's probably gone up and told all his mates, and then you're branded as a certain kind of person, which is absolute bullshit. Like, guys do this and then girls jump on it and they're like, and it all gets a bit much. So make sure that person you're having sex with, you trust. Another thing, be careful, especially if you're having sex with people you don't really know and they're not your boyfriend and you think they might be sleeping with other people. Protection is just essential. Like, you don't want to be coming home with any kind of itches, rashes, or maybe worse. It's your body, you have every right to say no, you have every right to say yes, but just be careful. That's like my main thing. And yeah, so sex before marriage, yeah, of course, do what you want to do in like a modern day. You do you, boo-boo, and promiscuity, all for it if that's what you want to do. What's the worst thing you've ever done? Oh, okay. If I told you that, I'd be going to jail, so that is a no-go question. Have you ever experienced anxiety or depression? I think anxiety and depression are just things that everyone mildly touches on if they're lucky during life, because we all have worries, fears, and we all get upset and very upset in certain circumstances. And some people just experience it a lot more extreme than others. I feel like I lie somewhere in the middle. I don't think I've ever experienced full-blown anxiety or full-blown depression, but I can't sit here and say like I've never either. I definitely have lied somewhere in the middle. Like at this moment in time, I don't think I'm depressed. I think I'm very happy, which I'm very lucky to say. And my anxiety is always there. I'm more probably on the anxiety side of things, especially in the past year or so. I don't know if it's because since leaving university and not having like a stable out of university job like so many of my friends had, it threw me completely, and it just made me such a worrier to the point where now that I'm doing something that I absolutely love, I can't help but be so afraid of the fact that one day what I actually love doing might end, or people might not want to work with me, or I might be rubbish, or all of you might hate me one day. And these are the crazy thoughts that might be crazy to some people, and I even know realistically that there's like such a slim chance of that ever happening. But it runs through my mind and it does like get me down. And that's where my anxieties at the moment come from, and that is something I am definitely working on. And I'm definitely more anxious than I ever was. Like, I used to be so easygoing when I was at university and so like open to doing things, and I've always been so outgoing. So I'm trying to get back to more how I was like before all of this. So definitely anxiety is something that I'm working on at the moment. I don't think I've got an extreme version of anxiety. I don't think my anxiety stops me doing everything, but it definitely hinders me and it makes my heart go, and I don't think that's very good for me. And I definitely cry about things that like I shouldn't be crying about and stuff like that. What's your worst fear? Pigeons. Like, I'm not gonna lie, pigeons, seagulls, parrots, birds in general, oh my god, I will cry, I will scream. I am that person. If a pigeon flies overhead, like my heart goes. I can't deal. I actually cannot deal. I can't go to beaches with seagulls. If like I go to like say farms and stuff like that, I can't deal because there are chickens. I remember when I was younger, we went to like this nature centre, and where we ate outside, it was a really nice day and everyone ate outside, but there were just chickens roaming free. So I had to eat inside on my own. I have a genuine phobia. That is my genuine phobia. Oh god. No. In terms of like, say like emotional fears and stuff like that, I am feared of failure and not succeeding. Like, I feel like that kind of ties in with my anxiety a bit. My anxiety in terms of, say, when I'm like, oh, what if a brand doesn't work with me? What if they're not happy with me? What if they don't work with me again? And what if it all ends tomorrow? And that's because I'm so scared that one day I'm gonna fail at what I love doing. Okay, so future. Someone asked, where would you like to travel to in the near future? Well, in the near future, a month to be precise, I'm going to Dubai, which is insane. It's incredible. Like, I cannot believe it. Like, Dubai is just like one of the best places on earth. I've been twice before. It's magical. It's like a home away from home, but 10 times better. In terms of where I would probably like to go to after that, probably the Maldives. I know probably everyone would say that, but everyone who's ever been, I feel like, just has nothing but good words to say about it. And that's what happened with Dubai before I went. Everyone just had nothing but good things to say about it. And then I went and I was like, yeah, justified. The Maldives just looks beautiful. And I just think it'll be that like most amazing, relaxing, chilled holiday. And I feel like I want to go to the Maldives. Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Hopefully just really successful, like successful, engaged, planning my wedding, picking out baby names for a baby that will come along shortly after that, hopefully. I don't know, like, I hope to be in a good place. Like, That's it really. Like, I don't really have a strict routine. Like, I don't know what could happen, especially with what I do. You don't know how long it's gonna last or what the new biggest thing is gonna be or whatever. So I just hope to be happy and successful. If YouTube wasn't an option in the future and it completely shut down, what would you want to do? If YouTube just stopped tomorrow and my Instagram stopped tomorrow and it wasn't a thing, I would definitely just be doing like some sort of marketing career anyway. Maybe like traditional marketing, so like with advertising, leaflets, that kind of thing, being creative and really knowing how to engage with people through advertisement and stuff like that. I feel like I would be doing a job kind of like that, because that's kind of what I was doing before anyway, and that's what I enjoy doing. So yeah. Do you want to have kids, get married? When? Yeah, of course I want to have kids and get married. Like, that's just like, it's always been a no-brainer for me. I feel like 1 kid would be amazing. I feel like 3 kids would be amazing, but I feel like 2 is just that like lucky number, isn't it? It's like the one that everyone wants, 1 boy, 1 girl. So like, I wouldn't care. I reckon I'm gonna have all girls because my family is full of girls. A girl and a boy would be really nice, and of course I want to get married, and hopefully when someone wants to propose to me. So who knows? What car would you like to have in the future? Now, I'm just not like a massive car person in terms of, I love cars, as in I feel like a nice car is like, wow, I would love to be driving a nice car, but I'm just not big on like the names of cars or having a specific make that I'm like crazy about. Of course you get like your kind of generic Audi, BMW, Mercedes kind of mid-luxury kind of car that everyone would like love to have. So I don't know, maybe just one of them, or like a Range Rover, like one of like kind of Evoque one. I don't know. A nice car. Okay, so now I just got like 5 random questions that you all threw at me. Someone said, what's your favourite highlighter? My favourite highlighter, hands down, is MAC and Gentle. I just feel like it, even without like putting like a cream underneath it, even though it's powder, it still doesn't like cake on the skin. It always looks super natural. I never used to use a cream underneath it and it still looks really nice. It always just pops. I feel like it suits all skin tones. I've got it on today. It's super subtle, but then if you layer it up, it can be more dramatic. It just pops every time. Matte Soft and Gentle is my fave. Any hidden talents? This is like on your first day of like university or school, and someone's like, right, tell everyone an interesting fact about yourself, and you just realise how boring you are. I wouldn't say they were talents, but I could do this with my tongue. Kind of weird, I've got like a double jointed tongue. I could also touch my head with my toes. Like if I lie on my stomach and then reach my like leg up, I can like touch my toes like this. And I can do a thumbs up with my toe. You know what, I'm gonna show you now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the weirdest thing that I can do, but like, I don't know, try it. Everyone get down now and try and do a thumbs up with your toes. Like, it's harder than it looks. Do you believe in ghosts? Yeah and no. Like, I don't believe in like big, ghouly, white sheet kind of ghosts with like little black eyes, or the kind of scary kind of ghosts. But I do believe there is something out there. Like, I don't think after you die that literally that's it. Like, I feel like there's a presence, but I've always had like, sometimes like a presence of something being like here or around, but it's never a bad presence. It's always something quite good. Like, it's just normal. So I don't know, it feels like there's something, like it feels like there's another person in the room, but it's not like a bad thing. It's not like threatening or anything like that. So yeah and no. What's your favourite song? Usher, You Remind Me. It's that one jam that I can always bust a move to, always sing along to, and yeah, it's just my jam. My favourite celebrity. I'm just not the like most like fangirly kind of person. There are so many celebrities that I'd like love to meet, like Beyonce, Drake, your generic kind of Rihanna. Love to meet them, like amazing. But I don't know, like, I'm not exactly, I don't really have a favourite. I wouldn't say like there's no one I'm obsessed with or follow like intently. But yeah, I think the celebrities are just all great in their own right really. But they're no different to us, so I can't really fangirl over them. So yeah, that is it. Oh my god, 20 questions done! If you've all got this far, like, so that's done. I'm gonna put these questions away in my amazing book and just say again, like, a massive thank you for helping me reach 20,000 followers. You are all insane. Like, I don't know what you see in me, like it's crazy, but thank you so much. Like, I feel truly blessed to have you all watching my videos. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you've all subscribed and you're all going to enter the giveaway. Just be sure to like click on the link down below, and just be aware that there's going to be another giveaway soon, like a more personal one. So that'll be up very soon. And yeah, got my Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all of that shit is all at Sarah J Holder. And yeah, what is the time? It is currently 5:10. Like, I'm running a little bit late. I need to be ready for 6. So I'm gonna love you all and leave you all. I hope you're taking care of yourselves.